everybody, and welcome to today's stream. Today, we're going to be starting my third shiny hunt of the month for the charity.
You bitch!
Oh, well. Sparta's trying to test the audio stuff right now.
You asked me to.
Yeah, well, it meant less that and more like whether or not my voice is out of sync with my webcam.
Oh.
That's more the concern when I'm on this end of my setup. Hi, Lexi. Thank you for the luck.
It is not.
It's not in sync?
No, it's not out of sync.
Okay, cool. And I'm good for the time being.
Okay, back to racing away from whatever was shooting at me in fucking whoever was shooting at me in
Yeah,
Fortnite.
that's probably a good idea. maybe run away from that unless you're ready to fight, and then maybe do it. I don't know.
I'm at 50% shield. I am not ready for a fight. Okay, what am I in the zone? Cool.
So, as per usual with most of the shiny hunts this month, I am doing Masuda method egg hatching.
The heck? And from the other side too. Great, that's great.
I mean, that's Fortnite.
Yeah. I'm not in.
There are 100 people in that game. Probably less, because most of them are probably dead off the rip, but...
Haha, you're dead now. Taking all your bullets. And your health pack, because I want that.
Yes, health pack's so good. And again, it didn't do that guy much good, so...
No, it didn't. But then again, I'm using the gloves, so it's not doing that much good right now. I should probably figure out how to recharge these. Okay, they're recharged.
Alright, so specifics on this hunt, as you can see in the stream title, is I am looking for not only just shiny Indeedee here, specifically 0 speed, 0 attack IV, and female. Because male Indeedee is not as useful to me as female is.
I hear explosions. I'm not going near them.
They have different stats and move stats. Still hatch out of the same eggs.
Nope. I have to go close, but I'm trying not to. Whoever is shooting that way, I'm going this way.
And because I just want the maid Indeedee. Yes, the maid, not the butler. Yes.
Aha! Now we're dead.
Yep. Female Indeedee is slower and bulkier, so it's a little better as a support. Whereas male Indeedee, this guy here, that I just hatched, is a little faster and stronger, but less bulk.
Do I go up this?
Good in its own thing, but I play Trick Room, and the slower, bulkier one is kind of better for me. But in order to get 2 separate 0 IVs, that is gonna be the trick. Yeah, she is pretty. I have a thing I should go get. Finish hatching this set of eggs, and then I'll run off and grab it quick. But yeah, getting 2 separate 0 IVs is a little bit of a trick, because the way breeding and eggs work in Pokemon, you know, there are various items you can have the Pokemon involved hold that do some extra effects for the eggs. Like, most people are pretty aware when they're doing this Everstone being held by a Pokemon guarantees that all of the babies will hatch with the exact same nature as the parent. That's a lot less useful now because you can just change the nature of any Pokemon however you want with Mint. Most people are also pretty aware that Destiny Knot guarantees that 5 IVs get passed down from the parents to the babies, but for every single egg, it's random which 5 IVs and which parents they come from. So you kind of just keep playing the long game until they end up the ones you want. But once again, with bottle caps being a thing now, that's less necessary. But a little bit of an older tech that people aren't aware of is that the power items guarantee that the every single egg that comes out of that will share that stat from that Pokemon. Which is how I was guaranteeing 0 speed on the Teddiursa and the Ralts. But to guarantee 2, the power items don't really interact together like that. So it's a little bit harder and a bit of a crapshoot to get both of them onto a single Pokemon. Now, I'm trying to increase my odds. So, I'm running a little bit of an experiment because I think this works. That's 3 out of 5.
Did you?
No, I don't have the shiny. I'm just checking my experiment to see if it's actually worked the way I think
was
it does.
about to say no.
No. So
Your luck
I have
is
a little.
Not that.
No.
Good.
Not that good. Not that good. Not immediately. Not first set of eggs. No. I would fucking laugh.
I would fucking. I would tell you. Okay, this is payback for all the fucking Teddiursas.
Yeah. So like I was saying, using the power items usually guarantees 1 IV for specific gets passed down from that parent holding the item to every single egg. But if you try and put a power item on both Pokemon involved in the breeding process, it doesn't really work that way. And it'll just kind of, one will work one egg, the other will work the other egg, but never at the same time for the most part. So what I tried to do is well, first and foremost, I managed to convince somebody to give me this on Tuesday evening after stream. This is a Ditto that has no good attack, no good speed, and it's from Korea, which is important because if you're doing Masuda method shiny hunting, the 2 Pokemon you're breeding have to be from 2 completely different language regions to increase your odds to the absolute highest. So I've got this 0 speed, 0 attack Ditto from Korea, and this male Indeedee here that I hatched earlier this afternoon that has 0 attack and 0 speed as well. And I proceeded to give this Indeedee the power anklet, which is the one that guarantees that the speed IV from this Pokemon will pass down. And over here on this Ditto, I gave it Destiny Knot, which usually guarantees 5 IVs. You might notice up front, so my theory is because the power anklet guarantees that speed IV, no matter what, Destiny Knot should realistically work for the other 5. Or at very least, if it does choose speed that round, it should still guarantee 4 of the other IVs will get passed down, is my working theory here. And if you notice that this Ditto has no good attack, no good speed, best in special attack, special defense, and defense, and only decent in HP. This was one of my test runs earlier. That this Indeedee currently has all of the exact same stats as the Ditto. So, if that works out, which it kinda did earlier to some degree, that should mean that I'm basically guaranteeing myself mostly the same IVs in every scenario. Which, not this one. This one's missing the no good attack, but it has all the other same stats. This one shares all the same stats except special defense. This one's missing the attack again, but everything else is the same. This one is all the same, except instead of decent HP, it's very good. And this one literally just has the exact same stats as both parents. So far, this first run of 5 seems to be showing that my theory going into this is correct. And that the Destiny Knot is still picking 5 IVs from either parent, and then going, these 5 are getting passed down, and then it randomizes which one. But since both parents have the same stat no matter what, it doesn't matter. But if it picks speed as one of the shared things, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, so. But so far, it's guaranteed the no good speed on every single thing. So I think it's just, if it picks speed, whatever. But if it doesn't pick speed, the speed still gets passed down. Which is kind of the important thing. So, doing this, I think I'm maximizing my odds of getting both the no good attack and the no good speed. The fact that 2 of these didn't follow suit with that, slightly concerning, but still a 3 out of 5 on the first 5 eggs, and still within the realm of what I thought was going to happen with this set of items. So, I think we've got the odds pretty good here.
Oh yeah.
Or at least as best as they can be. So we are going to go and hatch as many of these eggs as I can tonight. I've got like 6.5 boxes full. So the downside is it is still entirely possible. It is still entirely possible that this comes out and the shiny that pops out will either be that low odd chance that the attack doesn't get passed down, or that 50-50 chance that the shiny could just be a male Indeedee and I have to keep going anyway. So, odds are about as high as they get. We just keep hatching eggs till it happens.
I didn't turn on the music in this one. That's why it's still playing.
Thank you for the good luck, Dragon. How you doing, by the way, Dragon? That's not great to hear. Has it been insanely hot down there, same as it's been up here for the last little while? My understanding, it's been both up here and a good chunk of the United States as well.
Yes.
And also apparently most of the East Coast in Canada, too, because Guessing no? Alright. My wife's grandmother, who lives on the East Coast, was saying it's been insanely hot out there, too. Oh, lots of rain. Okay, at least.
I haven't gotten much.
It rained today here for, like, the first time in over a week. And kind of just reduced that heat by a lot. Thankfully. Someone just got diagnosed with heat intolerance. It's supposed to get rain soon. Yup. The worst part was Monday through Wednesday. I ended up working outside for a fair amount of it. That wasn't fun. Yeah. Armorhide, how you doing?
Yeah, Armorhide.
All 5 of those Indeedees that just hatched all had no good speed and no good attack. All still within the realm of the theory I had, so we're doing good. Yeah, outside, ew. We were talking. I was like most of the week. It was just okay. We need to move this stuff out of the way. We need to finish this thing outside. We need to finish fixing the roofing on this place that we're working on. Yeah, it's just it was bad. Thankfully, my boss was understanding about it for the most part, and he's like, "We are going to do this for several hours this morning before it gets hot, and then somewhere around midday, I'm going to send you off to do other stuff." Y'all see the Digimon news today?
Yes.
I heard about it just because I was working with Johnny for most of the morning. So, and he is very much into the card game, so he was talking about it.
Wait,
Mobile card game, new anime, all sorts of fun stuff.
I heard about the game update.
Well, more to the point, apparently Digimon, the Digimon card game is getting like basically the Digimon card game equivalent of Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Oh, cool.
Though it looks like it's more just in the way it operates and not it being a, like, stripped-down version of the game for the most part. Like, TCG Pocket's like, yeah, you've only got 20 cards in your deck, and the rules are severely reduced a little bit. But so far it sounds like the Digimon mobile one is just straight up a card game app that you can pull from packs, that sort of stuff with. Which, if that's the case, then I'll probably end up playing it. Because I don't want physical cardboard for cards, but playing it on a mobile app's fine.
Why am I not using katanas on my backpacks?
New digital world.
I kind of don't want to play that right now.
Oh yeah, by all means. Armorhide, the voice call, whenever I'm doing hatching stream, the voice call's open. If you have permission to be in the recording channel, you can pop the fuck in and just chat, because that's why Sparta's here.
Sparta's playing Fortnite.
Sparta's playing Fortnite. Sparta's here because I'm just spinning in circles for the next little bit. Having people to chat with is good.
Sparta's about to stop playing Fortnite if he doesn't start getting closer to a win. Then 68.
We have Dragon joining after I said that too. Excellent.
You know,
I mean, I was already planning on joining.
Yeah.
So.
Not like you haven't for previous hatching.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
I've
right.
just been
The
trying
other
to
thing
figure
I
out
want,
what the fuck I'm gonna do.
since I got a Street Fighter character on my Fortnite, my random. Hello.
Okay, just make sure I can be heard.
Yes.
We can hear you now. We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I had to switch to my headset mic instead of my desktop mic because I needed that USB port for the new hard drive I was forced to get.
So since I got Fortnite, this is on my Fortnite character. I got, or for my randomized Fortnite character, I got Mr. Guile. They announced 2 new characters or 2 new actors for the Street Fighter live action.
Oh.
Well, hold on. You don't know who's playing it yet.
Oh, I heard about some of them today, so I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So officially announced as Balrog, 50 Cent.
Question: are we talking English Balrog or Japanese Balrog?
This is in English.
Okay. Then yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, yeah. Which one are we talking?
I
Yeah.
want to see Jason Statham play Vega.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that'd be
it's
funny.
Orville Peck as Vega.
Mighty is funnier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, there's
finish
2
your
more.
Street
There's
Fighter
yeah,
news.
yeah. One of the other ones is Joe Anoy as Akuma. You might know him better as Roman Reigns.
Okay. I'm just that one was a. Give me a minute to picture that one. Yeah. You know what?
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Will acknowledge me.
Okay. Back
There's
to
one
Pokemon.
more, but yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. You finished.
it wasn't.
I thought that
It's
was
not
the
not as good as Roman Reigns. As
Yeah, Roman Reigns and 50 Cent. That's definitely
yeah, the other one is
some newsworthy casting.
Andrew Schultz as Dan Hibiki.
Can't say I know who that is.
I can't either.
The actor, not the character.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah,
I'm just picturing Andy Samberger's Dan Hibiki. instead.
yeah.
I mean, look, if they did, by all means. Yep.
Oh no,
Okay.
no. The best joke. Terry Crews is Dan Hibiki, and no one acknowledges it.
That would have been great.
That would be funny, yeah.
Anyways, go ahead, Arborhide.
Okay, so when I say new digital world, I mean, so right now there's 4 to 4 million, depending on what you want to go with. There's the homeostasis one, which is the one we know from the adventure continuity. There's the Idrisil one, which we know from Savers and the Cybertooth games. There's
As well as X Evolution and yeah.
Yep. There's the Iliad, which is the one Time Stranger's going to be focused on.
Okay.
Okay.
And a new one, whose name I am blanking on, but is East Asian influenced. It was created by Susanoo.
Okay. That makes sense for that, honestly.
And then he left 8 Digimon in charge of it when he left. And then I have it. Here we go. Shakamon as their leader. Amaterasumon, who was just announced today.
Okay.
Kagayamon. Ryugumon. Enmamon, who was also just announced today. Nezamon. Takutomon. Erlongmon. So that's the Royal Knight equivalent.
Okay.
And to go along with this announcement, they're doing 2 new pendulums based on 2 new fields. The Seiryu Warriors and the Toho Braves. So China and Japan.
Oh, okay.
They gave there are 10 new Digimon per device. And there's a lot of, especially on the Seiryu Warriors, there's a lot of ones that were made for Digimon Century on there, like the new Gokumon evolution with the Super Saiyan 3, I mean Omega level.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna post in general chat the picture that shows Gokumon's new evolution. He's literally just Super Saiyan 3 with the other members of Journey to the West as his armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense, honestly. As me as I up Armor Hide's volume.
Yeah, we got the new anime, Digimon Break?
That might be the first anime I watched live. Been a while since I watched a Digimon anime. I think the last one I watched was 2020
And then,
Adventure.
just some new info for Time Stranger and the app.
Which I'm really starting.
Excellent.
I'm really starting to get ready for Time Stranger. Especially since
Yeah, I need to sit there and play Cyber Sleuth.
alright,
I own it.
time to
Fucking play it.
time to dinner, $25 to Raven. So he plays Cyber Sleuth. I'm kidding.
I mean, $18 really.
Yeah.
But if we're being honest.
I mean, there's my suggestions there's two though, so you might.
Yeah. So if you did it, there'd be two options on the wheel.
Yeah. So you might as well donate both, like do it for two.
Right. Do what Overkill was joking about. Just pay $18 separately in single dollar installments to just like 18 different fucking games. It's like one of these will win.
Oh, and then yesterday we got a new, like, ultra level Digimon, Arimon, or Arimon?
You're absolutely
A-R-I-E.
unless it has to do with Time Stranger, I haven't paid attention.
It might.
It might. You are perfectly correct.
It might.
Correct, sir.
Oh, you are correct. We don't know.
We don't know what's
could be.
coming in Time Stranger. Digimon Y. We might have all the Digimon in there.
Though, it is unlikely because this Digimon was just announced and revealed in the manga, and I doubt it was ready early enough for the game development, but, you know, DLC's the thing.
Yeah.
Or unless somebody in the design thing literally made it for the game and they went, ooh, that's a good idea. Let's put it in the manga.
Yeah, apparently it's a ultra level, so a level 7 Digimon for
Okay.
Shellmon.
Oh.
Because in the Liberators manga,
Give me a
Shellmon
sec.
got a full evolution line.
Wait a sec. I want to check something on my pre-order. Because I pre-ordered that the other day. Where's Time Stranger?
It's in October, that's where it is.
Thank you. No, I'm gonna look at my time, my 98 days. Thank you, fucking game. Yeah. Hey, there's 3 season pack. There's 3 additional Digimon packs because there's a season pass.
Oh.
So yes, there are more Digimon coming.
Oh, they've
They're
confirmed
going to
that
add to
each
it.
pack has 5 new or each DLC will have 5 new Digimon and then I think 3 new missions, like quest lines.
Oh, wonderful! More mission, more going to the. No, I was about to say more going to the bar.
I mean,
Hey, that game was Cyber Sleuth. You had to keep going to her office or whatever. I remember that exactly. Why do I have? If Why do I have Shredder's Revenge on my PlayStation? I have beaten this. I don't know why I have this on my PlayStation.
There we go. Okay. Thank you, Wiki, for bringing me to the actual website.
Proper information is important.
No, they did like really cool art for the like lore page.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm looking at stuff to download. I'll probably just staying on my PlayStation in the next few days.
I'm gonna send
Outside
it.
of doing my dailies on Final Fantasy.
I'll just
tomorrow.
post it in general, and then I don't expect you to look at it right away, Raven, because you're streaming. He can
Ugh.
the art.
I did buy the DLC for this.
I want some of this art to be like released physically so I can put it up.
I'm just looking at stuff to download tonight. Give me a sec.
Oh, wow,
Why is Naraka Blade Point having a Persona 5? Oh, dear. Is Sega just gonna pimp out Persona to everyone except
Yeah.
Fortnite?
Raven, I'm dumb. I just realized the one of the new Digimon revealed today who's in charge of the Underworld is just King Yama from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yep, that name? The name of the Digimon?
Hang on, let me scroll back up. Enmam, E-N-M-A-M.
Enmon?
Yeah.
Yeah, King Enma is King Yama's name, I think, in Japanese. I might be wrong about that, but that is the Japanese deity he is based on.
Yeah, I just looked at his
King
character
Enma.
design on my PC and not my phone, and then it clicked.
Ah,
Nice. Did everyone see what the new PS Plus games are? I don't know if everyone has
Unfortunately,
PS
no, because I haven't booted on my PS4 in like 6 years.
yeah, about same.
Well, it's for PS5, I think. PS Plus.
Last time I played a PlayStation console, it was Monster Hunter World.
All right.
Quite literally the only thing I owned the PS4 for. At
Yeah.
that point.
I was gonna say I haven't
Sure,
used
do
my
that.
PS4 since I built my current computer.
Yeah, I feel
Plus.
that. Suppose I mentioned it earlier when Lexi mentioned liking Indeedee, so give me one moment. I have a thing to pull out
Oh,
that I'm gonna go grab. Hang on.
okay.
So for those of you who are
Oh, I
reading-
just realized your camera's really bad out of sync. Oh, he's already done.
Is it out of sync? When's it out of sync for me?
Oh, it's super out of sync for me. Maybe I'll just refresh my page and see if that fixes it.
Yeah.
So the games are Diablo, King of Fighter, and Jusant.
Which Diablo?
4.
Let me see if that's cross-platform and you get it. I'll play with you.
I already have it.
Oh, okay.
I've had it. I just didn't buy the DLC because yeah, this is one of those things of I'm a Diablo fan. I wasn't a fan of 4.
Yeah.
I like it fine.
Same.
I will admit, it is not. I don't want to say it's the worst because I haven't played enough of 3 and 4 to fairly compare them.
3's pretty good.
But
3's good.
Yeah, I really like 3, but I played it like years later when it had a bunch of fixes.
So 2 and 3 are really good.
I love 1. 1 is so charming, and I'll admit I've mostly been playing modded versions of 1.
One is there for nostalgia reasons, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's 2's way better. Honestly,
I didn't
gonna
say
say
it was
something.
better than 2. I said it was charming and I liked it.
I'm going to say something. Diablo is the only Bethesda game I will ever play.
You mean Blizzard?
Why did I think Diablo was Bethesda?
Oh man, but imagine how fun Diablo would be if it was in first person and had Bethesda
No.
glitches.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck and that. Okay, here's a good. My buddy brought this up. It's like Borderlands. Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, all good games. Fuck Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 is not the best of the franchise.
No, and that's why I did not buy the Ultimate Edition of Borderlands 4. I am not spending $120 on Borderlands because of Borderlands 3.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Fuck 2K in general, yeah, a little bit. As much as I enjoyed the fuck out of Borderlands 1 and 2, and
Pre-sequel.
honestly, yeah, pre-sequel as well, and honestly had a decent time playing 3 with Overkill, it was not because of the game
No,
that I was having fun
No.
playing that with Overkill.
no, you cannot say you had a good time playing 3. The story.
I definitely had a good time playing 3. I didn't have a good time with 3.
No.
I had a good time because I was playing with a friend and shit was chaotic. But
Yes, that's fair. Three.
that was about it.
3 itself is god story.
Anyways,
3.
the thing I went to grab off screen, pull out here.
Like the story of 3 is just so bad. And I have friends that go,
It is quite a cute plushie. It really is.
"Oh, it's indie."
Oh,
Okay,
that's adorable.
yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, Raven, your camera's super out of sync.
Is it now? Fuck.
I'm just looking for stuff to download. I actually head to bed here soon.
Sparta.
It wasn't earlier. I'm just telling you that. I don't know how I got out sing.
I asked Sparta when I first started the stream, and he said it was fine. So that's news.
It wasn't
But
for me, just so you
anyways,
know.
I just reset it.
Just for you.
Yeah. It's okay. That's why I'm waiting to see if, now that I've reset it, if it still is for Armor Hide, because at that point, it was fine on your end? Okay. As long as it's still good now that I've reset it. How's it on your end now, Armor Hide? Because if everyone else is saying it's good and it's out of sync for you, you may need to restart. or reload the page.
Yeah, it's still out of. Oh.
Yeah, you might.
No, wait, hold on. Let me mute you guys, and then
You're hearing me in voice. You're hearing me in voice call, and then seeing me talk on the thing out of sync.
yeah.
That probably
It is
what's
closer
going on.
in sync now since you reset your camera. I'm gonna deafen here and then unmute your stream and see what happens.
Okay.
I can find stuff I can play.
All right. Well, yeah. But yeah, no, that was the main thing. Is I have my Indeedee plushie. Okay, Arrive says it's good now. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I have my Indeedee plushie that I grabbed a while back. I've got a couple others here that I didn't have in the room previous. Partially because Indeedee and my Sprigatito plush end up with my daughter more often than not.
so
your
so you
daughter
know,
has good taste, at
She
least.
likes them. She likes them.
so you know, it's Diablo, King of Fighters 15, and Just Dance.
I heard King of Fighters
Okay.
15 was good.
Okay, how
But
I
I
want to
know
say,
all I know about King of Fighters is the guy with the hat.
yeah, there you go.
That's the extent of my knowledge. Is that if you show me a couple of the characters, I can be like, oh, that person's from King of Fighters.
It's King. It's King of
basically.
Fighters. There you go. It's good. It's a good
Yeah.
king of.
I know who Terry
It's a
is.
it's
That's
a
about
good
it.
king of fighters.
Sparta, in case you don't remember, I'm a Marvel versus Capcom guy.
There you go. Oh, hey, would you like to hear how good Capcom did? Wonderful today, compared to the shit show that was Arc System Works.
Hey, I'm not poo-pooing on the
You-
Marvel to consoles until it's actually out.
No,
Yep, fair
no.
enough.
It wasn't there. They didn't show anything to do with Tokon.
What, Capcom? No, because they didn't work on it.
No,
Arc
Arc
System.
System Works didn't show a thing about Tokon.
I'm confused. I thought you were just talking about a Capcom event.
No, Capcom and Arc System Works had directs today.
Oh, they both had directs today.
Directs
Okay.
today. Yep.
That
yep.
was the context I was missing.
Yes. They both had directs today.
Yeah, apparently nothing said about Tokon, which
Nope.
I mean they did just reveal
Right.
it not long ago at another game
Right.
show, so I get it.
Right.
It's probably in like early development or something. They're just
They
kinda...
just probably didn't have anything new that was ready to show the public yet.
That's what I'm going
Yeah.
with. That's what I'm going with. But
Yeah, no. Lexi, you got all the evolutions: Sprigatito, Fennekin, Scorbunny, Litten, Pikachu, and that's it for your basics. Just kinda around me right now is the majority of my collection, minus Sprigatito, which my daughter won't let go of. There is in front of me Hisuian Lilligant, Bulbasaur, Charcadet, Sceptile, Delayed, Grookey. Next to me, I've got Yukamuku here.
back to the.
There's the
Go ahead.
The Indeedee I already showed. There's this semi-big one that might not show up well because green, but Comfey.
Does your company have a hat?
It is the big like. Not special. That's like it's Comfey is like a floral wreath.
Yeah.
I know, but in the Sun and Moon anime, the one that was in the Poke Center had its own little nurse hat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that it was the Pokemon Center Pokemon there because it is the healing thing. I also got Lunala here, which
Okay, I need to make some room on my
things,
PlayStation.
and elsewhere I also have Rowlet and Chespin kicking around somewhere in the house.
Chespin is good, and so is Rowlet.
This one is good.
Yes. Which, if you heard the majority of that stuff that just came out of my mouth, you might clue into something that I clued into a while ago. I have every single grass starter in some form, except for Chikorita and
How
Snivy.
dare you? No Chikorita?
Which makes me wonder.
No Chick.
Well, it's more to the Chikorita. I'm not fond of in the first
Chikorita
place,
sucks.
so.
Fuck
How
both
dare
of
you.
you.
Yeah. Chikorita,
Mr. Steak
I
is
don't like much in
everyone's
the first
friend.
place, but
Thank you.
yeah, it's like the one exception.
Eh.
But like, good stuff. Double checking the stats on every single one of these because my theory is so far proved accurate for a full box. Yeah, not Snivy is the one that surprises me on that I don't have like a Snivy or a Superior kicking around somewhere. Not like I dislike them, I just don't think I've seen them around in plushie form.
They exist.
Like
That's why.
yeah, I'm sure they do. Like, I 100% like the only one of these Pokemon plushies that I like specifically ordered was the Indeedee, and that's because I saw like a bunch of people posting on Twitter about how the Indeedee plushes were back in the Pokemon Center
Why?
website, and I was like, oh, that's a thing I could use.
I have to specifically not
9:35.
look at that website for my own sake.
I understand. It's about the same for me. I go on for like a specific thing, and I know I'm gonna spend a fuck ton more money than I should. Plushies galore, gotta love it. Gotta get more at some point once the collection of plushies is full, and each their own opinion. We've seen mostly Oshawott, and I didn't see a Snivy once at Walmart. Yeah, that's my thing. I liked Snivy. I actually really liked Superior, but, like, I don't think I've actively seen it in stores, like, ever. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've also got a Turtwig. I've got a big fucking Turtwig in the next room.
Turtwig.
I can't really show it on stream because brain.
Because everybody likes a Turtwig.
Right? I walked into the store that hosts our locals around here, like, a ways back, and they had, like, this massive, like, just this massive, like, almost, like, life-size Turtwig plushie, and I was like, yeah,
Hey, you're coming home with me.
this is happening. Like, this is happening.
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
Yeah. Right?
That's what my sister-in-law
the
is trying to
Comfey
do to
one
my
is-
dog.
The Comfey plushie is actually, like, I really like the fact that I found this. Like, I found it in a store here in Toronto, but I recognize this as being, like, the one they debuted at the Pokemon Center at Worlds when it was being held in Hawaii.
That would
Oh,
be
I
the place to
remember
do
that because the kids, the goddaughter watched that,
Yeah.
and that was when we tried to get ready for her to try to play,
Yeah. And,
try to play ranked, and then that died, and I was trying to get ready
Yeah.
to have her play ranked with my save, and no,
Yep. Didn't happen.
Nope.
You know, it happened.
nope, sir.
But yeah, no, that I was very like Comfey is like up there as one of my favorite Pokemon, and then they were like, hey, we've got this like large Comfey plushie, but the only place it is being sold is at Worlds in Hawaii. And I'm just like,
Give me a sec. She's over on the couch, and she just looked at me and just said, "I forgot about that."
eh. I was sitting there like, oh man, what do you mean I have to either be at Worlds or get to the or buy it from somebody who's probably scalping it. I don't know about that. I walked into our local one of our local gaming stores, and they just had a couple of them on the shelf for regular price.
Hey, how's what's the
Yep.
regulation this year or for these few months?
Right now is Regulation I, which is the double restricted meta.
No legendaries at all.
No, double restricted, which means basically everything is allowed, but you can only have up to 2 box legendaries.
Be right back.
Yeah. Because the restricted Pokemon list, you're only allowed to have 2 of them. That's mostly like the box legendaries from various games and a couple of extra things added to the list.
Looks like I'm getting ready for whatever season's next.
Well, yeah, the current thing, like I said, double restricted. Everything that is available within Scarlet and Violet is legal. Legendaries are almost all legal fully, except for like any of them that are on the restricted list. And even then, you're allowed 2 Pokemon off the restricted list on your team.
Yep, just.
And that's the restricted list is mostly box legendaries, but there's a handful of like other ones that are also like on that list, like Calyrex in both of its rider forms.
Oh yeah, I know. The,
Yeah.
the fucking team comp. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna have to run for her. That's gonna be easy on her. This is gonna be great. I remember.
I know what's good. I don't know what would be easy.
Yeah, because I gotta figure out.
Because the big thing about double restricted is it is a very unforgiving format.
Oh, I know. I remember.
Where a single mistake in a match can just cost you the
Entire
entire
thing.
thing.
Which
Because every Pokemon in that format is capable of just like one-shotting things in right situations.
Luna, sweetie, would you mind waiting until the next regulation? Yes.
I mean, here's the thing: we don't know what the next regulation's gonna be.
Yeah, but it's gonna be better than double restriction right now. No, don't you ding? It's better than double restriction, where a single mistake.
I don't know about that.
A single.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem with that statement. Double restricted has traditionally been like the last format of every generation.
Oh, fuck! They're calling the next.
So right now, they've announced that that regulation will be continuing until the end of August. That's what we know so far, and we're pretty sure there will be another 4-month format immediately afterwards. But we don't know what it is yet.
And that.
We don't know that it's going to be any different. And so far, we're out of the realm of shit we've had before.
Right.
Because we've literally, feels like up to this point in Scarlet and Violet, they've exhausted about every single possible rule change that they could without backtracking and repeating previous ones. So,
I don't want.
unless they release a whole ass new game, the chances of them changing it up too much are low.
Don't want to try to get into double. She's double restriction's so fucking hard though.
It's not.
I mean,
If you know what you're doing to any degree.
yeah, but she's
like it's also very if you do a thing, you just screw over your opponent.
also she'll be a brand new player too, ranked.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. That's gonna be my thing.
It's not bad, honestly. Double restricted gets a lot of hate, but it's honestly not a
I
terrible.
remember it
format.
back during Emerald though. So those days where it was hard.
Emerald.
Do you remember Emerald's double restriction?
I don't know that was a thing usually back then.
I remember
Like-
there was restrictions. Was there double restriction?
Yeah, I don't think that was more it. I think like the current rule set system, like the types of rule sets. Well, I mean, up to a certain point, I think most of that was kind of like pioneered the way it is now back in Gen 5.
That's true. I remember there was restrictions in Gen 3, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, that might have been a slightly different list.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we had for the longest time, back when, Pokemon games had like, the third game that got released still.
Yeah.
The rule set usually went something like this. First year of the game's lifespan, the rule set was region lock.
Right, in the national deck.
Which means first year was region lock, which means you could only use Pokemon that were actually catchable in the regional Pokedex in-game. No restrictions. Then the second year would be national dex, and they'd open it up for you to use any of the Pokemon you transferred in from previous games. And still no restricted Pokemon. And then the third year on, it would be double restricted.
Right.
That was just kind of how it was for a while.
And now we have.
And then Sword and Shield started doing like DLC stuff instead, and they went, hey, what if we shortened the amount of time each format got and did like other formats mixed in?
And this is now where I get headaches because I want it.
And
one of those things of double restriction, even back when it was just single restriction, whatever it was back in Ember, I remember it.
single restricted is pain.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that way. It's pain.
it is.
It's the problem becomes like double restricted's a little more forgiving on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, single restricted is very rock paper scissors.
Right.
Like there's some like you need to focus your team around your restricted
Mhm.
Pokemon if you want to be doing anything decent.
Right.
But like a bunch of those restricteds just kind of rock paper scissors each other out of existence. And so you can very easily, in single restricted, come up against a team that there's no fucking chance in hell you're winning.
Right. I'm just gonna have to think whether I want.
Double restricted's a lot better on that, depending on how you want to play it. There's a bunch of different options you can use to cover your restricted's weaknesses.
Okay. I'll talk with her dad and see how much he wants to help the trainer, because he was a Pokemon. He played Pokemon all the way through to right now, and I know he played stuff. He played more regional stuff.
Okay. So you'd know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've been playing so much more than him lately. I know she's asking me, that's why.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Mhm.
But, yeah, no, it was, there was a whole thing with that shit.
Yeah. Alright.
Right now, I've got, like, 4 separate teams that I'm kind of playing with still. I haven't played too much this format.
Yeah.
But, like, my teams, like, all 4 of my teams involve Calyrex Ice Rider.
I don't think I have that.
Yeah, you need to, I mean, you could get half of it in Scarlet and Violet.
Right.
Calyrex is currently only available via Crown Tundra DLC and Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And, you get the one of the horses with it, and you can just kind of, in Scarlet and Violet's DLC, catch both horses. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna log off and let my PlayStation download and think on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna see y'all later. I'll see you hopefully Sunday, Raven.
Yeah, we'll see how things go. If Overkill's not feeling well or somebody bails on D&D, I'll probably be hatching more eggs.
And then hopefully when the update drops for
and then on
Monday.
Technically, I can almost guarantee you the title update for Monster Hunter is probably actually gonna pop up like midnight-ish.
Yeah, it says
on,
11.
The
Sunday night 11:30. My time.
So yeah, it'll be available on Sunday night, but
We're most likely gonna do it on Monday.
we're probably more likely just gonna wait until Monday and just do it.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Deuce.
All right, later, Sparta.
Bye.
Bye. I cannot help but like eye over the results of the non-shiny Indeedees that I've got and just kind of laugh about it. Because, my god, I wasn't I was expecting my theory for the interaction between those two items to work. I was not expecting it to work as well as it has. Nope. Next. Okay. Go.
I'm trying to crash myself in my bedtime, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on.
That's understandable. I also am just like, yeah, I gotta make sure I'm not up too late doing this, but I'm just gonna run through the boxes I have already done and ready to go, and I'm just gonna finish the stream. That's kind of how I've been playing these up to this point.
Ooh, we got pictures of the complete selection gigantic dragon ride.
Man, didn't we already have pictures of that? I'm almost certain we talked about that on Cast Ranger.
There was an announcement, but what's the name? Decker posted the official images, and then a guy posing with it.
Okay.
Totally get it. It probably isn't that expensive.
Yeah. But yeah. I know I posted about it on Twitter earlier, but I was doing some plumbing work today at work. Earlier this afternoon. And I fucking hate people sometimes.
Only sometimes?
Just sometimes. Sometimes they're okay. But So, kind of obvious moment when you're doing plumbing work and you're down in the basement somewhere and you're cutting open a drain line, do some shit, and you've told, you know, you'd go ahead and start that by telling everyone upstairs that, hey, maybe don't fucking run water down any drain of any fixture that feeds into that fucking line. Right? And you go downstairs and you open it and, like, sometimes people just fucking forget. And you get a lovely little impromptu shower.
Oh, awesome. Should've just shut the water off for the whole unit.
Yeah, that wasn't happening in this scenario. You know, I'm not saying what store it is, but, like, it's a coffee shop.
This-
Shutting off the water would have meant closing the fucking business for a period of time.
Well, then maybe they should.
So, you know.
If you couldn't shut off the water, maybe in hindsight you should have just roped off this specific area, so don't use this one.
Yeah, kinda. Minus the roping it off, but definitely went to them upstairs and was just like, hey, I'm replacing this chunk of your drain line. Please do not use the following sinks. And then I was downstairs, I cut the line open as I'm fiddling with it, trying to get the new bits of pipe cut to size and in place. Sure enough, it starts fucking raining from that goddamn pipe.
This would not have been the professional thing, but I would have went upstairs and stared at him in the eyes and just said nothing.
Right? Just walk upstairs, completely soaked and whatever, and just be like, really?
And you just stare at them until they get uncomfortable and ask you what, and be like, what did I ask you not to do?
Right? Just like... It's one of my favorite things when doing plumbing work. Right up there with realizing that this person tried to unclog their own fucking drain with Drano. Realizing it when my arm starts burning. That's always a fun experience.
Not supposed to do that? I thought that was the purpose of Drano.
So, Drano is one of those things that people kind of get confused about what it's actually supposed to do. Drano does not unclog your already clogged sink. Drano is preventative maintenance. You pour Drano down a sink that is maybe draining a little slower than you'd like, but still draining.
Oh, okay, so then... Because I've used Drano in the shower,
Yeah,
but it's when the shower is still draining, just not as fast as I want.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, because it gets into your pipes and it like breaks up little blockages that are stuck to the side of the pipe, clears it out so that you don't end up having problems, because those little caked on things are what catches shit like toilet paper and whatever else, and like gets things stuck in the pipe and blocking it entirely. So you put the Drano down, you clear out those things on the side of your pipe. It's like washing it with fucking soap and breaking up grease and crap. And it drains it down the thing, and you go up. It's the people who have a sink that's just not draining at all, and they think the best solution is to pour a whole bottle of Drano into the full fucking sink, thinking that that's going to magically undo the fucking clog in their drain.
I could see using a bit of Drano after you've gotten rid of the main clog.
Yep. No, it's people just like, yeah, this stuff cleans, this stuff unblocks the drain, right? Pours it into sink full of water. And they don't tell you that up front, because they don't realize it. But when you're going to unclog it, part of what you gotta do is, like, put a bucket under the trap, under the sink, and just kind of undo the trap and let it just flood out into the bucket. And so, thank you. Thank you very much for introducing a bottle of fucking acid to that water that is now splashing all over my hands. That's, it's wonderful, wonderful experience.
And that's a potential, like, work hazard. I would call it a complaint.
A little bit, but it's hard to call it a complaint against a fucking homeowner. Who just didn't fucking know. And I'll be sitting there just, like, opening up the thing, draining it into the bucket, and it's just, like, my hand will start burning a little bit, and I'll be like, and I'm going to the other fucking room to wash up my hands because, guessing you use Drano. Oh yeah, how did you know? It didn't work.
It's like that, freaking TikTok meme, the, like, electrician looking at this lady's basement, and they're like, who did the wiring? Oh, my son did. When did his house burn down? Oh, it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
how'd you know?
How did you know? Yeah, I've seen that so many times at this point. It's never stopped being funny. But, yeah, it's like that. Just the fucking Drano constantly with that shit. But, like, that's one of those things that just doing that kind of work, you kind of realize people have a very strong misunderstanding about what certain products do. It doesn't fucking help the guys who make the damn product don't really correct people on it. It's just like, oh, hey, that's another venue we can use to sell this.
It might be...
Like fucking WD-40.
I'm not sure if it's the neurodiversity or growing up in a blue-collar household, but I tend to look at instructions for chemicals before I use them.
Yeah, that thing. That one. Yeah, no, it's like WD-40. That's another one people get wrong a lot.
Isn't WD-40 just like a lubricant for, like...
It's not a lubricant. It's the opposite, actually. WD-40 is an industrial cleaner. It breaks down and destroys lubricant. A lot of people seem to think it's a lubricant because you just kind of squirt it in there and feels like your thing kind of starts working better immediately. But that's because you cleaned out it. The WD-40 eats away like all the rust and shit. So your thing's like clean now and it's moving. But then it dries and like finishes the job and there's now absolutely no lubrication on that thing at all. And it's just gonna, you know, have problems moving again relatively soon. Because it destroyed all the lubricant inside of it, or what little there was. Both neurodivergency and trauma, you refuse to touch chemicals until you read all the instructions. There's someone's near me that knows what the instructions are. Yeah, I feel that. I too used to use like WD-40 as like a lubricant consistently until I said it out loud to my boss and he looked at me like I had 3 fucking heads. Like that's not what that's for. Don't do that.
Well, I wasn't, but now that you told me not to, I have to.
Right? Like, oh, yeah, hey, we have this call I need to send you out to for, like, a door, for, like, a door latch that's not, like, latching properly. So we gotta, like, fix up this doorknob. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, alright, so you know what you're doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a bottle of WD-40 and head over there and open up the... And he's like, don't do that. No, that's not what that's for. Don't do that. So terrified of breaking parts of the house with chemicals and nearly mustard gassed yourself cleaning and accidentally caused a giant leak in the dishwasher that flooded part of the kitchen. Yeah. Cause I'm trying to figure out how you would have done that, but I guess you didn't use a dishwasher safe cleaner. It's like dishwasher drains are pretty frequently like corrugated plastic. And if you don't put the right stuff down that to try and clear blockages and clean it out, yeah, that's not going to go terribly well for it. So on that note, you want to know the I've cleaned out a lot of dishwashers in my time at this point. You wanna take a guess what the most effective tool is to clean out a dishwasher drain?
What?
Just take a guess. I promise you it's dumb. Just take a wild stab at it. When you hear it, you're just gonna be like, I don't know,
yogurt?
No, it's an actual like device, but like it is an actual like thing that runs on electrical power, but like it sounds dumb until you realize how that works. A very good hose? Not quite. I mean, there is a hose on it, but
a vacuum cleaner?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the most effective way to clean out a dishwasher drain is to use a shop vac. You go under the sink, because the dishwasher drain is usually connected to your sink drain. Undo the little clamp that's holding the dishwasher drain to the sink drain. Take that hose, stick it in the hose of the shop vac. Use like paper towel or like tea towel or whatever to like fill the gap in between the sides of these two hoses, and just turn on the shop vac. And the shop vac will literally suction all of the crap out of the hose for the dishwasher.
Good to know. But on that note, I need to go get some shut-eye because I work in the morning.
Alright. Have a good night, Armahide.
I will try. I'm still on the store remodel 4 a.m. shift.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm going to bed so early.
Alright.
Okay, have a good night.
Have a good sleep. Later. Don't eat the egg. Patch the whole set. Sure did. And if only I could pay good enough attention to count to 5 while I was doing this. Instead of being like, I've been running for a little bit, and another egg hasn't hatched yet. I wonder if they're all done. Yep, sure are. Next set. Yeah, but realistically, with dishwashers and such, yeah, Shopback ends up working oddly well for that, and it's just because of a bunch of dumb reasons. You know, with the dishwasher drains usually being like a corrugated plastic hose, you can't exactly put a snake down that without damaging the hose. So, like, can't really snake it like you would with most drain lines. The drain assembly, like, in a dishwasher is usually, like, really big and awkwardly shaped, so you can't really fit a plunger around it properly. Be able to plunge it very well. It just, they make it really fucking difficult. And so just applying suction to the drain end of the hose just kind of, it works. Makes sense. Suck out all the gunk, and sometimes even the weirdest things end up working the best just in general. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of... It sounds absolutely silly when you say it, but when you just, like, stop and think about it for a little bit, it makes really good sense, and that's just the way things work sometimes. Yeah, not exactly. Like, I know there was, like, another one that was just, like, an absolutely stupid-sounding way to do something that we did a couple times over. I think there was... Oh, yeah. There's this, one store we were working with, and, like, at the front of, like, right at the entrance, they have this, like, little mat thing. They put, like, the entry mats, like, on top of this, like, steel grate that goes in. So, like, the point is for, like, the water to just stay inside this little grate area instead of, like, spreading out if people are trekking in the snow or whatnot. And, like, the grate that they bought for the new store that they opened ended up being really shit quality. And so all of the foot traffic going over it into the building was, like, warping it out of shape, and it was getting to the point where it was kind of becoming a tripping hazard. So we were, like, racking our brains trying to figure out what the best way would be to kind of get it back in shape, like, bend it back into place, like, how do you accomplish that, like, more easily? And just, like, I think the end result we came to with that was you take a little chunk of 2x4, lift the thing up, lift this little metal grate up, stick the chunk of 2x4 in, like, one spot where you want the thing to bend, and then one guy stands on the one side of it, and one guy stands on the other side of it, and you just kind of use your weight to bend it back into shape right in place. And, like, it felt like the dumbest thing, but it worked really well. And it, like, just the thing was still, like, thick enough that it wasn't bending easily under our weight, so we could, like, apply, like, a little bit of pressure and bend it slightly in certain spots by sticking the 2x4 under the spot we wanted to bend. And then it just kind of bent itself back into shape properly, and yeah. Eventually, after we had to come back and do that like 6 times, the store eventually invested the money into buying a new one. But, you know, one that was of a better quality and would not bend under regular people's weight. But, you know. At least they got a new one. You know, a few places out here that are so stubborn they won't replace it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places out here that I've worked with that refuse stubbornly to replace anything unless it is like an absolute danger. And they're worried about insurance. Because realistically, it's not the fact that people could get injured that scare businesses into fixing things. It's that the people who get injured might sue them, and their insurance companies might not cover it because that's a thing the insurance company will use as an excuse to not cover it. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's kind of a roundabout, dumb way to go about it, but it works. And yeah, when that company I work with starts talking about tripping hazards, they start taking it seriously because they're just like, yep, if we don't fix that, and somebody trips and falls face first, our insurance company will not cover that. We need to fix that before that happens. Speaking of, there's the other reason that people might replace things in stores is because they were forced to by corporate. And sometimes corporate makes people replace things in stores because it's more expensive and drives out franchise owners. Yeah, that's an experience I've had to deal with over the years. So, yeah, gonna not name names too much here, but, one of the things that I also do and have gotten, like, relatively good at over the years is, water filtration. And being able to, fix and diagnose issues with those systems. Now, the company I worked for had previously had a contract with a certain coffee shop franchise that they were working directly for corporate, and anytime any of their stores anywhere in the area had any issues, we'd get phone calls and we'd head out to them. At some point, the contract got, like, snatched up by a different company. There's a whole bunch of arguments had about that, and the new owner of the new company being friends with someone higher up in corporate. That's, a whole different thing. But since we were already on the phone call list, because this place had a lot of, like, franchised locations, the franchisees still preferred to just call us because they knew us. So we were still, for years, getting called by, like, the franchised locations, not the corporate ones, to come and fix stuff and deal with their water filtration and whatnot. And we kind of noticed over the years, because of whatever deal corporate had going with the franchisees, like, as part of their contract, had to keep up certain designated things that corporate decided on to go, yeah, you need to do this because we need to keep our image or our product consistent across the board, which realistically makes sense, but this corporation kind of used it against its franchisees. Because, this franchise basically had all these franchisees who owned their own locations back when they were still a small thing, but as they got bigger, corporate decided that they wanted to do away with the franchise locations and just handle all of the locations themselves, because they had become a big enough company to be able to do that and to organize that, and, wanted to keep everything consistent by actually having control over everything. But because of all the contracts they signed, they couldn't necessarily take over the franchise locations. So what they did is they exerted their power via the contract with franchisees to change out various equipment in the store for newer things. And one of the major ones that they did was to have every single store change out their water filtration system for a completely different brand and setup. Now, the big thing up front was, oh, you don't have to pay for labor to install this, and it's part of your franchise fees that we're just going to provide this system for you, and our guy is going to walk in and he's going to replace the old one with this new system, and you don't have to worry about it. What corporate didn't tell any of the franchisees at this point was that this new filtration system cost a lot more to maintain. And the maintenance was on the franchisee. after a number of months, yeah, yay corporate. So after a couple of months, each of these stores, after getting this brand new filtration system installed, would call us to come in and change the filters like usual. And occasionally, we didn't know that their filtration system had been swapped out because nobody told us, because the guys running the stores just kind of assumed that we were the ones who brought the new system and installed it. So they didn't bother to mention, hey, yeah, these corporate guys came in and swapped this. So I'd show up with a set of filters, take one look at their system and go, that's new. I need to bring different filters. And when I say that the new system is more expensive to maintain, the old system had 3 filters that had to be replaced on. And each of these filters cost $20. So, you know, the maintenance guy could walk in, switch the system off for a minute, open up the thing, swap out the 3 filters, and, you know, it would cost what it would cost for the labor visit, effectively. The new system had 6 filters on it that had to get changed out. And each one of those filters cost about $200. So as you can imagine, upon first maintenance visit, a lot of these stores took a look at the bill for maintenance and immediately called bullshit. However, they didn't point the finger at the right place. Because the corporate guys had, you know, replaced the system free of charge, they didn't really question it. Until the bill for maintenance for the first visit came in, and then suddenly they were on our asses because suddenly the cost of our visit had basically gone up like 5-10 times. That's not even mentioning the every year or two replacement of the membrane cartridge, which was also a major difference because that's like $100 cartridge on the old system and $1,500 cartridge on the new one. So, you know, maintenance was expensive. And these systems broke down a lot more because there was a lot more, like, bells and whistles and electronic components that needed to be up and running for the thing to work properly. So, like, suddenly our bills had to go up because we had to, you know, we had to bill for the material cost. Or else, yeah, it was not worth a visit. And we'd get shit from all the stores because suddenly our prices had gone up a lot. And they'd base, a lot of those stores eventually just kind of told us, hey, F you guys, we're going to find somebody else because it's not worth the maintenance cost. And, you know, after telling us that, they would find out very quickly that, that we were not on the high end of the spectrum on that, but they'd already told us to go F ourselves, so, there wasn't a lot of going back on that. So we lost a lot of our clients, because of that. And I know from looking into it and having been to a couple of those locations since then as a customer, I can tell you outright that a lot of them tried to solve that problem by just not maintaining the water filtration system, which means a lot of these really pricey coffee shops were just kind of using tap water to brew their coffee. That's being generous, because a lot of them were just running their filtration system as normal with filters that had been sitting in there for about a year or two past their lifespan, and thus there was probably mold growing in that system on top of everything else. Yeah, tap water, ew. You know, some areas good, some are just, yeah. Yeah, welcome to Southern Ontario, where, realistically, Toronto tap water is fine, but there's some municipalities in the immediate vicinity around Toronto where, you don't want to drink the tap water in in any capacity. I can name a couple that are just... just like Texas? Yeah. The big city keeps up its water quality, but the smaller municipalities around don't necessarily. You gotta run that filtration system or else. Or just buy bottled water, honestly, at that point. I know there's one municipality in the immediate vicinity that's about, like, 45 minutes outside Toronto. I don't know if I would trust filtered water in that municipality. Most household systems don't clean the water enough for that. I can tell you because I have water testing equipment because I do that for a living, and yeah, those readings, that was not great. But yeah, I know a lot of those locations. Anyways, obviously, with the coffee shop thing, the end goal of corporate was to get either the franchisees to decide that it was too expensive to keep running the store, and to just hand it back over or sell it on the cheap back to corporate. Or, more often than not, to have the franchisee kind of neglect it, and then they could contractually just take the store away from them. Because you weren't following your end of the bargain, and you are damaging to our brand, therefore we just take the store because that's in the contract. So, just like that coffee shop ended up more corporate-owned than franchised. Now, that's not to say there aren't still some franchise locations around. I have to go to one of them tomorrow. But they are few and far between. Actually, they're not far between. Most of them are all centralized in one spot. But that's just because there's a lot of foot traffic in there, and it is financially worth it for them to be there. And those franchisees that franchisee just rolls with the punches. Where you lived in Texas, all your water was filtered with an aquifer for the entire city. Our tap water was absolutely garbage, but we had no choice. Now, when I moved here, it was okay. When I got a filter, and honestly, your body won't let you drink any other water but filtered. Yep. It's a thing. And once again, not naming names for any of those locations, but yeah, that company is incredibly well known for screwing over people who work for them, if you know what I mean. And is a very large, powerful corporation. That is Oh, I'm gonna specify who I'm. Yes, I am. Yep, corporations suck. Everyone involved. It's just how you get the most amount of money out of people. That's just the truth of it. But yeah, the franchise location that I have to go to tomorrow is it probably helps them in a lot of ways that corporate is less interested in dealing with those locations because they're in a very, very secure location. And trying to get maintenance staff in there to do anything is an absolute pain. I, however, am, very used to the wait times and the security checks and just kind of roll with it at this point. Tell you from personal experience, working with franchise locations, the less corporate, the better. Had a boss let you stand in the back, listen to music when you're having a panic attack. Corporate barely noticed us, so you can do that. Yeah. Usually for the better. If a manager can actually just kind of just treat their people properly, it's not so bad. But if corporate oversight is literally making it a living hell to do so, less good. my wife had similar issues with her employment in the past. She is on disability because it's hard for her to keep a job with her specific disability. I forget the specifics of what it's called because it was a very non-name, but like the name of her disability was like a very like nondescript name that just felt like it was an umbrella for a lot of different things. But basically, it's a learning disability, effectively, that doesn't present itself outwardly very much. So it's like, if you're just talking to her, it feels like she's completely normal, but there's like a couple of little ticks to it that might make you think she's weird, because she sounds like she understands what's going on when she doesn't sometimes. And she seems very personable to some people, right up and only really if she's known you for like a half decent time, but like if she doesn't and she's just trying to deal with people, literally strong emotions directed towards her kind of throw her off and put her in anxiety mode. Partially because she reads most strong emotions as a dangerous situation for her, even if it's just mild annoyance sometimes. So it's a bit of a thing when she has to deal with customers. So we got her. Yeah, it's a whole. It was just a very non-specific, like, non-name. Like, we decided not to, like, properly name this disability for some reason. But it was a whole thing, and it's a whole situation to get her to work somewhere because she's... Realistically, retail is all that she's ever done. So work experience-wise, most people look at her resume and go, oh, yeah, you're fine. We're fine putting you out on the floor, but, like, it's not great. So, a while back, we got her, we found her a job that was... Bucket disability. Yeah, no. So, a while back, we got her a job at a grocery store. But she was going to be working nights. Basically, she'd come in after store hours and pick online orders that would, people would basically show up the next day, basically pick the online orders, they'd stick them in, like, this little fridge cubby thing, and then the next day, the person who made the order would roll in, park in a specific spot, and someone would bring it out to their car. That was just a service they were offering at the time, and they needed people to fill those orders at night and, you know, just do the thing. So we got her a job doing that, and she was doing okay with it, and then after about 3 weeks, I think, of her doing that job, someone higher up, like some manager, kind of walked in, chatted up everybody, and then went, "You seem personable. I'm gonna switch you to day shift and stick you at cash." And she tried to say no, but this manager was very insistent that, oh, no, you know, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, you know. And then just, for the next couple of weeks, she was just absolutely miserable going to this job. because now she had to deal with all these customers consistently during the day, and it was setting her off, and the management was just like, what's wrong? Why is there a problem? I don't get why you're so panicky about this. And then just, they fired her, because she couldn't do the job that she didn't want in the first place. So. And I and about 5 other people immediately after the fact told well, I knew there was a chance that was going to happen. Yep. Hey, Light Enigma. Thank you for the 100 bits. And the bonk was very much accurate for the situation. That's the wrong shiny. Of course, my first shiny of this hunt is male. All right. Well.
Destroy!
Yep. How about destroy? More like shove into a different box. I guess that's the whole set. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Let me just, for my own sanity's sake, well, it has the stats. It has the stats, but it is the wrong gender. I'm glad I am so good at guaranteeing the stats. Yeah, fishin' mailed. Oh, well. Oh, this one's gonna go... This one's gonna go away into my shiny box for the time being. I'll take having the shiny. Oh, there it is. I will take the shiny. It's not the one I wanted, but it is a shiny, and I will take it. Let us just hope that somewhere in this set of eggs, we get a second one, and it is the correct gender and stats. And yes, I am writing that down so I can do the clip thing later. Anyways. You are quite enjoying the sound alerts, huh, Enigma? Thank you for dropping in, by the way. And the bits. The bits are always appreciated. Maybe? It's kind of testing out what stuff does, I guess, you know? I need to go through there and maybe add some more. I don't know which ones would be good. But yeah. How you doing, Light Enigma? Tired? Yeah, I understand that one. Been a long week. Not Friday now, but, you know. Can't sleep either. Ugh, that's the worst kind. It has been a long, tiring week. Especially if you live in the general region we do, and it's been hot as hell and humid on top of it. drained every time. Yeah, I got the male shiny. As the title of the stream would suggest, I got the female. I want the female one. The male one is a thing that happened, but that was always a risk. Like this and the Ralt hunt I did previously were the only ones where I really care about the gender out of all of my targets. Indeedee for obvious reasons. Ralt because I wanted to turn it into a delayed, so it had to be male. But the Ralts happened like within the first 30 eggs, and it happened to be male, and I was happy. This one, not only do I have to guarantee 2 separate IVs, I have to, it has to be female. Yeah, Ralts. I did that one already. That was my previous hunt to this one. It was on Monday. Yeah. Missouri's been hot and humid and overall just miserable. First, have regular stress and stress of dealing with the SSI, but yeah. But yeah, Light Enigma, if you're wondering what the specific hunts are about, I am currently taking part, if you can see the bar at the top of the screen, I'm currently taking part in a charity campaign for the month, along with the rest of Pokemon Pride in support of Point of Pride. Is a charity that helps trans people access healthcare and all that good stuff, help them live their lives the way they like to, which is kind of important in today's climate with things and how they are. So, as part of Pokemon Pride, we're mostly doing shiny hunts. I am also raising money for that. !charity will bring up the link to the campaign. I'm offering a bunch of rewards for donations, for dollar donations. You can suggest game. Like I said, if you type !charity in chat, my chat bot will bring up the link. And you can go to that and go through the stuff on the charity website. I'm offering a bunch of rewards for donations. For $1, you can suggest a game you want me to play. Or a karaoke song you would like. Yeah. It happens. Trust me. We have plenty of people here who have historically not been great with typing out things. But hang on 1 second. I'll help you out with that. Pull out my keyboard. Yep. I'm just going to do what I probably should have done at the beginning of stream. And pin that. Now that message is just pinned to the top of chat for anybody who walks in. But yeah, I am raising money for Point of Pride, along with the rest of Pokemon Pride, doing a lot of shiny hunting stuff. The dollar tiers are mostly suggestion stuff. If you want to see me play a game on stream, you can suggest it. Every $25 reached, I spin a wheel, and a wheel with all of those game suggestions on it, and any suggestion that is that comes up on that wheel, I absolutely have to play on stream no matter what. For the dollar karaoke song suggestions, or for if we hit the $80 milestone for the karaoke stream, which we're a bit away from that one, so. And for $5, you can basically suggest any other donation reward to be put onto my thing, and I will basically, as long as it's something I am capable of doing, it'll end up on the donation reward for this charity event, and basically every other charity event going forward, because I basically use the same set of rewards for everything. And the other $5 tier reward is that I will hunt any shiny Pokemon of your choosing, as long as it is no mythicals, no legendaries, and has to be available in a game that I own. If it falls under that, if it falls under all of those rules, then I will hunt it for you on stream and give it to you. Now, my current shiny hunt targets are of my own choosing, except for the Starly and Sentret on the bottom of the list currently, which are things that people asked for with donations already. My other hunts are all things I chose specifically, partially because I've decided I finally wanted to get myself a bunch of shiny Pokemon that are VGC ready. And since I play mostly Trick Room, VGC ready means that these Pokemon need to have 0 speed IVs, and depending on whether or not they're a special attacker, they need 0 attack IVs also. So I've given myself a bit of a difficult thing, but we're doing what we're doing. And so far, I have shiny hunted a shiny 0 speed Teddiursa, which took most of the month to get, and a shiny 0 speed Ralts that I can evolve into a Gallade. Those were supposed to be the easy ones. They're the physical attackers and therefore only need 0 speed. Everything else on my list requires 0 attack IVs, and that's where shit gets hard. So, I'm here now, hunting female Indeedee. Which, Indeedee, is probably the hardest hunt I have on the list, because as much as all the rest of these that I have require 0 attack IV on top of the 0 speed, this is the only remaining one that actually cares about the gender. The rest of them can be whatever as long as they have the stats. Very least, we've got a couple boxes left of eggs. So we still have plenty of chances tonight for this. And yeah, Lexi. Yeah, having news Resident Evil 9 is pretty nice. I think I said it last stream. I don't know if you were here, but I don't necessarily care about Resident Evil myself. I don't hate it. I just haven't really played it and really don't have a desire to, so it's just like is what it is. I'm glad people enjoy it. News for things people enjoy is always nice. I was more looking forward to Monster Hunter news, and I got it. So, like, we already knew Legiacris was coming back at the end of the month at some point. Now we have a solid date, and we have some video footage of the fight involving a brand new mechanic, or returning mechanic, I guess, that only really matters for that one fight. Which, interesting. We haven't had that mechanic since Monster Hunter 3. It was so hated at the time that they just dropped it entirely. Oh yeah, Legiacris armor has always been like one of the coolest looking sets. It's definitely the one that I would assume Ichi would really like if he actually played the series. Because blue. But, you know. Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, it kind of makes sense. They're bringing the underwater combat back to some extent for Legiacris specifically, because that was kind of Legiacris's whole thing when it first debuted. It was like the apex monster of the game underwater. Like, you had to do most of that fight in the water without being able to move around properly. And, like, that was half of the challenge of it, and then, like, every game after that had him in it, it was just like, well, it's grounded now. It doesn't get to do that anymore. It's got to fight you on the land. Kind of removes half the fun of the fight, but, you know. People kind of talked bad about the whole underwater combat in Monster Hunter 3 for various reasons. Not the least of which being it was super clunky, even by Monster Hunter standards at the time. And it really didn't help the situation that most people were playing Monster Hunter 3 on the DS, which did not have a camera, which only had, like, the one control stick. So you couldn't really do camera controls. And when you're trying to swim around a 3D environment, that was a little bit of a problem. You like the look of layered weapons? And yeah, the DS? Yeah. Well, a lot of older Monster Hunter games were kind of designed for portable systems more than anything. Like, a lot of the charm of Monster Hunter was playing with your friends and hunting with a group of people. So it was a very social game right from the get-go. And when we're talking, like, this game was on the PS2, PS1, PS2 era. Yeah, it's... Some of these were designed for, like, PSP, DS. They were kind of like that. They were available on, like, actual consoles. Like, Monster Hunter 3 was back and forth between the 3DS and the Wii U. You could actually transfer your save file back and forth between the two consoles to kind of... depending on whether you wanted to take it mobile or sit at home and play it on your TV. But that required you buying 2 copies of the game. So, you know. That was the first time they really did that. And then, like, Monster Hunter 4 was, like, only on the 3DS, or... Realistically, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, at least, came out for the new 3DS. Like, it was kind of one of the launch titles for that. Basically, the main reason I bought the new 3DS. But, like, the regular 3DS not having a camera control stick really hurt the game when you had to be swimming around underwater. Ostercheck got redeemed. Yeah. The way I got around it was, you could basically set the, game to permanently lock the camera onto the monster that you were fighting. And, one of the shoulder buttons was set so that either it would automatically track the camera to the monster in the area that you were fighting, or just repositioned the camera immediately in front of you, so you could just see whatever direction your character was facing. And I kind of used that to kind of reposition the camera in a more roundabout way. But that was, like, kind of needed in that game, because you couldn't move the camera around otherwise. But yeah, the underwater mechanic basically disappeared from the game entirely after 3. Which also means that a bunch of really cool monsters from the franchise that kind of existed underwater really couldn't be used anymore. And that's kind of limited the franchise a little bit, so... Oh yeah, no, we were saying it a lot. With World and the way that game ran, would have been great to see an underwater mechanic pop back up, but didn't happen. So I was kind of hoping it would make a return in Wilds, and it seems we're getting it in a roundabout sense for the Lagiacrus fight. But it definitely looked like it was, like, more of a stripped-down version of the mechanic. So I'm interested to see how it works. Yeah, possibly it'll be there for other monsters, yeah. Which also gives me hope, because if they're putting it in even just a little, that gives me hope that a certain, like, end game boss monster might pop up in, like, the Master Rank expansion that we haven't seen since Monster Hunter 3. Because that... Dire Morales kind of requires the underwater combat section. It's not a fully underwater fight, but it kinda requires it. And considering World brought back its, the other two of the three monsters in that same category, seeing Dire Morales again in higher definition graphics would be really cool to see. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see it in World, because specifically in, like, Iceborne part of World would have been interesting to see the underwater stuff. Especially once you got, like, into that and had the Clutch Claw, where you could literally just attach your thing to a monster and just rappel over to them as part of the combat. Would have been a really neat thing to have as a mobility option underwater. Definitely seeing the company put a lot of love into this game, so who knows. Seems like Capcom's general is just focusing on the fans, which is not a terrible idea. Like, I get, like, to some degree you need to have, like, the artistic integrity of, you know, whatever vision the director of the game wants to have, but focusing on giving the fans of the franchise stuff they want isn't necessarily terrible. Yeah. Because Sparta, I want to see it come back. Like, that's literally the third Black Dragon. Like, it's supposed to be up there in scale and power with Vitalis and Alatreon. I want to see it make a return. It is a really cool monster. I want to see it in a newer game. Dragons, yeah, exactly. Like, this thing is supposed to be on par with Vitalis and Alatreon. I say yes, you say no. Yeah, I get it. You're free to have your opinion. I would 100% take that thing in a new game. Not, like, immediately. Like, I don't want to see it in, like, the current Wilds, but, like, at the end of the Master Rank expansion. Like, give it the Fatalis treatment that World did. Like, that's what we need. And especially if Lagiacrus gets, like, a little bit of underwater combat now as part of its fight. Fuck yeah. No reason not to start adding... Yeah, right? Just at the end of Master Rank. I don't want, like, the insanely powerful Black Dragon to pop up in a high rank. That kind of defeats the purpose. No, not right now. I mean, like, as, like, an end boss in Master Rank. Like, maybe not even, like, in the base game, maybe, but, like, title update for, like, post-end game in Master Rank. Like, that's what it deserves. And, like, there's plenty of talk now about Gauss-Mazios being added to this game, too, but, like, once again, that's another creature that would have to pop up, like, after the Master Rank thing. Because Gauss-Mazios is not a basic monster. But, like, people have flat out said, yeah, Capcom didn't no way Capcom gave us the fucking oil-covered area of the freaking map to not add the monster that is covered in oil and tar. There's no chance in hell Gauss-Mazios is not gonna pop up. But that thing is a massive threat, and that's like a title update Master Rank thing to add. As much as and like, speaking of, like, major boss fights from previous games that they could just add to Wilds, as much as I'd love to see Yamasukami, the time for him was in Rise. Let's be honest. If ever there was a game that the giant flying island octopus would have been great for, it was the one with vertical mobility. There were some rough opinions on it, but honestly, every single newer Monster Hunter game has gotten that. Basically, Monster Hunter games frequently get the same treatment that a Pokemon game does. The newest game at the time gets basically shat on for all sorts of reasons, and people will go, but the last game was better. Like, this is a downgrade. Not remembering the fact that the previous game was also literally the same on launch. Like, Monster Hunter is a franchise where the base game is neat, but not the best it's going to be. Every single Monster Hunter game gets patched up and fixed and made better and more populated as the game cycle goes on. Like, a lot of people forget that base world was fucking empty. It was this great, huge, wonderful graphics, lots of, like, quality of life upgrades, but there was nothing there. There was no monsters in that game at base. Like, people got bored of base world after, like, the first month and just panned it for having no content. And then, as the game cycle went on, they updated it, they added monsters, then they put Iceborne in there, and by the time Iceborne happened, everyone was in love with the game. And then they gave it just an amazing send-off with Fatalis, of all things. Rise got a lot of the same thing, but Rise wasn't as popular because it wasn't on PlayStation, it wasn't initially on PC, it was kind of locked to the Switch. And then when Sunbreak came out and it was available on PC and other consoles finally, it was still not liked because graphically it was built for the Switch. Yeah, that's like I said, every Monster Hunter game at launch. Like, having played Rise for, like, the whole of that game cycle, Rise was great. Like, Rise, rather specifically, in my opinion, had some of the best, most fluid combat of any Monster Hunter game ever. Like, going back to any previous game from Rise just felt clunky as hell. And, like, Wilds even feels like a slight downgrade from it, but, like, not enough that I really mind it. Like, Wilds kind of just took the best mechanical options from World and Rise, and just kind of smushed them together into, like, the best of both worlds. Also, Wild's, like, kind of semi-nerfed my main weapon, so a little upset about that right at the get-go, but I've gotten used to it since. The other, like, one little... Oh god, Wilds, when you run long sword, sometimes you'll hit your wire buttons for the eye slash. I feel that. Oh man, you have no idea. With Charge Blade in Rise, I used to use one of the Wirebug attacks as a repositioning option, as much as I used it to actually attack with. So, sometimes I hit that button. Hell, sometimes when I get knocked backwards by a monster, I'm mashing the button for the wire fall from Rise. Just because it's like, oh, I can save myself from this fall and get back in the... No, wait, that was the previous game. I said it out loud to Overkill one time, and he's like, we're all doing it, man. We're all doing that. Mashing the wirefall button because... Nope, that's not in this game. Oh well. Also, I think, like, the one major gripe I have with Wilds, like, mechanically, is just, it's not really something I think they did specifically, but it's the split. It's that, like, split between weapons skills and armor skills that just make it so that every single weapon is effectively using the same armor set. Because, you know, all of their weapon-specific skills that they might use for, like, their specific weapons and fighting styles, they're limited to being equipped to the weapons, so you can't equip them all. So you're just using the basic damage skills on your armor set that everyone always used to just fill in as extras if they had space left over. So every single weapon is effectively using the same armor set, except maybe for the bow guns and the bow. But, you know, reasons. And I get that they realistically did that because of the extra weapon you can have stored in your mount. And, that way you could have 2 different weapons and not have to change, and just be able to switch between the 2 on the fly and not have to change your armor. Kinda ruins half the fun of building. Now all of your armor sets basically do the exact same thing, and all of your weapon skills are limited in number to how many you can actually put on a thing. Which also means that most people are using the Ardian weapons instead of any of the other weapons in the game. Because they have the most slots open, so you can just mix and match whatever you want to use, instead of being limited by this weapon has this skill on it. And therefore, I must use this one. Which, layered armor and layered weapons is a fix for that, and thank goodness they're putting in layered weapons, because I am absolutely sick of looking everywhere in that game and seeing every single person holding one of the Ardian weapons. But, still makes for kind of a boring build thing. Can't really sit there and make all the fancy builds that you used to, because you're very limited in your options. But that's my one gripe. I enjoyed the game. I played the hell out of it. I haven't touched it in like a month or 2, but that's because we ran out of content and we're waiting for Legiacris to get added to the game, and then hopefully word on when the next update's gonna be. But now we have layered weapons on Monday for all those to cover that up. Yup. And I have already gone ahead and made basically every single charge blade in the game, for the sake of being able to pick and choose and skin my weapon as whatever the fuck I feel like. Actually, I need to finish doing that, because most of what I haven't finished for charge blades, like, I've got, like, every single charge blade, if not fully upgraded, to the 2nd highest level, and the rest of it, the only items I need in order to finish the upgrades are the tickets that drop from, various different tiers of, tempered monsters, so I just gotta farm tempered monsters to finish off my weapons. You need to get the final Zoshia for your sword and shield for your glam. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Zoshia is one of the ones I've finished for Charge Blade. I know I finished it for Lance. Lance, I have less options. I think for Lance, I only built Zoshia and Ardian. Charge Blade, I went ahead and, like, started making everything, because I could. Since Lance was just kind of my off weapon that I was learning, I just kind of built the 2 I knew I was going to use. And just kind of went from there. But can't wait to get a good look at the Legiacris armor and what it can do, and whether or not it's going to be of any use in any sets that I have, or if the weapon maybe will do something neat that might be worth using on its own. Because, you know, you wouldn't usually expect a monster like Legiacris to get, like, some special thing for their weapons, but, like, Mizutsune did. So, like, it's not impossible. Forget Sin Free from... What? Sorry, which? Like, I mean, I wouldn't doubt this game giving us literally anything from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate at this point. The Regios. Oh, yeah, no. We know he's coming. Like, look, with Seregios, I'm not worried about what his weapon can do. I already fucking know what ability his weapon's gonna have. Because it's the same ability his weapons always have. Like, I mean, like, the Mizutsune weapons had that thing, that ability on them that, like, if you had Bubble Blight, or how wet, if you were wet, they did, like, more damage. And you had to, like, try and keep that up. And, like, Seregios' weapon has that thing where it will sharpen itself when you dodge roll. So, that much is the thing it's always had. I'm more wondering what, like, if they're gonna give the Legiacris weapon, like, some specific ability, like they did with the other title update monsters. Yeah, can't wait to fight. Can't wait to fight the dragon that throws its knife scales at you again. That'll be fun. Gonna have to remind everybody how to stop themselves from bleeding over and over and over again for a while. Don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure Seregios was, like, the progenitor of the bleed ailment in the game in the first place, so that'll be fun. I don't think there was another monster that did that before him. Xbox, those. Okay, so we got. And then next month we get Arch-Tempered Uthduna. Was wondering which one of the Apexes was going to be the next one. Uthduna makes sense, I guess. Wonder what they're gonna. I didn't make eggs. I wonder what bullshit like mechanic they're going to give Arch-Tempered Uthduna. Because like. Right now, they gave it that its lightning attacks would literally just leave exploding things on the floor. So you had to be careful of, like, a time delay thing every time it did anything. But, like... what are they gonna do for Uthuna? Like, just consistent tidal waves every time it does anything? And at the end of August, you get the MH Fender guitar? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, just thinking about Uthuna still. Like, what are they gonna do? Tidal waves every time it moves? Or, like, the armor stays on and cannot be broken, maybe? Just so you never can hit the thing for full damage? Or how many people are screaming, fuck you, don't give them ideas at the computers right now for me saying that. You can see one. Two? No. I mean, at very least, no matter what happens, you know the armor isn't going to break very easily. Whether or not it can, different thing. Will it break easily? No matter what, no. And then it'll just regen it almost immediately thereafter. And it's gonna be hilarious because Uthuna's body slam already like, regular tempered Uthuna, that body slam one-shots people from full health. I can only imagine how bad the tempered body slam is gonna be. Got a hitbox so wide, it's gonna make Plesioth blush. I know. The body slam now will not just kill you if it lands on you. The body slam will now send out a tidal wave in all directions that will kill anybody within a certain range around where it lands. If you don't perfect time dodge it or block it. That's how that'll work. You shouldn't be scared of that, Sparda. Your weapon has a shield. Just block. It'll probably still do, like, at least 3/4 of your health bar when you shield it, but you won't die. And honestly, if you were still using longsword, my response would have been, just parry, forehead. Quite literally, that's the fun part about Wilds. Attacks that you would swear in previous games would have just one-shot you regardless. Just kind of don't. And let you block and or parry them if you time it properly. Like, the first time I stood in front of Jin Dahad during his massive explosion and just put up my shield and lived it, was an experience. I thought that was an auto-death. Apparently not. You enjoy hearing a bit more. You're falling asleep in your chair, so you're gonna head out. Alright. Thank you very much for being here, Lexi. I'm actually almost done the set of eggs that I have, so I'm gonna be logging off real soon, too. But thank you for coming out. Thanks for hanging with me. Have a good night. Also, I feel the falling asleep at your chair thing, because I'm starting to feel it, too. Yeah, it's 1:30 a.m. Yeah, it sure is. But yeah, gonna be a lot of fun on Monday. Just go into Wilds and just check out all the new stuff they added. I'll probably try and play a little bit tomorrow, or not. I don't know. Probably try and play a little on Sunday during the day. Just kind of get myself back into the swing of it. But we'll see. Catch. I'm tired, man. No, we've got not quite 2 full sets of eggs left, so let's run this, get these hatched, and see if we can get this tonight. Still can't believe we got a male one already, but I know my hatching speed is lowered right now because I don't have sandwich active, but I don't feel like stopping and picnicking and making a whole sandwich when I've only got like 2 sets of eggs left. There we go. First one. Oh yeah, Sparta. You this. I don't know if you knew about this because it happened like after you left the voice call, before you started talking in chat. We technically got one already this stream. Not the correct one, but I got a shiny Indeedee. Yeah, it's, we got this little fucker earlier. Nice, shiny Indeedee male. With, the exact stats I was looking for. Just the only problem is its gender. Like, no, it's doing pretty good. Right up until that point. Alright, last 4 eggs for the night. Let's see if I can do Go. 1 out of 4. Do we manage to get this Indeedee today? That's 3. What about egg number 4? Do we get this tonight? No. Alright, well. Okay, well, that was that for tonight. Let's see who's still around and readable at this moment in time. Well, we got... Well, Lydia's on right now. Doing... Quest from you. Okay, yeah. Makes sense, Sebutops is doing their last charity stream of the month. They're in Pokemon Sword and Shield, probably doing Dynamax Adventures again. Let's check the Pokemon Pride tag and see if anybody else is still going that I don't have immediately followed. We have Lydia, Toxamai, Sabian doing Safari Zone hunts. Toxamai is doing, also doing Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That's the one. Hunts in the marsh. Sential is doing Safari Week as well, and Kepalock also doing various Safari Week things. Okay, so Lydia's definitely the answer. As much as I'd like to drop in on a couple of these other people that I don't know as well, I am far too tired to stick around and chat right now. So I will drop in on Flydia. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. We finally got to the hardest hunt of the thing. Unfortunately, did not get it today, but that's almost to be expected at this point. But yeah, we got a shiny, just not the one we want. Anyways, thank you very much for coming out. I will be back again on Sunday night, either for D&D with Overkill and the others, and if they're not available or Overkill's feeling sick, we'll be hatching more Indeedee eggs. So, thank you very much for coming out. I'll see you again on Sunday night. Peace.